We are back with the second episode of the Disney Dudes podcast.
We are back, and I actually have a legit mic. I don't have legit earphones, but I got a legit mic. So
we all have to start somewhere.
Exactly. You got to crawl before you can walk. But I hear that I sound better. I definitely look better. I don't have my camera propped up on a table that shakes, like a little miniature cocktail table, and there's less obnoxious Gamecock gear set up. So apparently we should make it about other people that are tuning in. So but I'm excited to be here. This is officially, I would say, agree to disagree or agree, officially episode 1 of the Disney Dudes podcast.
Yeah, we can go with that.
So yeah, we'll do it. I mean, because we can record it, and I've got our timer set, and we're in good shape. And I'll let you know. I'll cue it up. My plan, I don't mind. It's going to be rough starting out, and people need to know the candid stuff. But what I want to do moving forward, thinking out loud, is have music, and I can create the music. I'm going to plan to do it this weekend that cues us up, but also cues us when to start wrapping it up. And it'll be an exact time with that music. And it's going to be, I don't know, something amazing. It's going to take you on a journey that transcends space and time.
You've heard it here, folks.
So no pressure.
You've heard it here first, folks. The behind the scenes look at the Disney Dudes podcast.
It's uncut. It's raw.
Yes.
And that's called life, right?
Yes, it is. We're getting very deep tonight.
We are. So speaking of DuckTales, what? That cracks me up. But no, I do have. I know exactly how to kick us off tonight. We have an official sponsor. We do. We have an official sponsor. Oh yeah, and if you're looking at this mic, tap tap tap. I'm sure. Disney Dude Taylor, DDT or DT for short. That's what he prefers. Can hear this loud and clear, but this mic comes courtesy of a donation from our sponsor for tonight's or today's episode, or whenever you are listening to this in your car, on your phone, or wherever you are. But tonight's episode of the Disney Dudes podcast is brought to you by Mr. Ryland Bain. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryland Bain, exactly. I mean, it's a standing ovation. Mr. Ryland Bain, and just a little bit about him, he is an avid weightlifter.
Yeah, I can tell.
Exactly. I mean, he's my height, 6'1", and tons of fun, but I'm telling you, ladies, especially ladies, this guy is a catch. He lives in Charleston, South Carolina, of all places. Ooh. He is kind of like, and if you don't get this reference, can you still see me? Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't get this reference, pretend I'm Rylan right now. I am Rylan, and I'm here to do things that are like I'm strong and big muscles and stuff. Okay. But outside of the terrible impressions, he is an avid weightlifter. He is a huge space nerd, and he tries to travel to Central Florida for all the space shuttle launches. And as you can see, I don't know, Taylor, can you tell me what type of equipment is Ryland holding in that picture? What do you think?
Well,
what is that? We have a wide array of things.
Right now, all I see is the top of his deltoid, his pecs, and his head. So there we go. All right. There we go.
Pardon. Yeah. So, there he is. Yep.
It looks like possibly a drone.
Okay. For a minute there, I got a little nervous, had some dead air. And that makes me really nervous because I don't want to be in a situation where we don't have the teleprompter in front of us and we don't know what to say. We start freaking out.
Yeah.
No. This is ham radio equipment. He is an amateur ham radio enthusiast.
Oh, wow.
And he is an ANSAT Life member. And this is something that people can look up on the ANSAT, and don't even ask me what the acronym means, on the ANSAT website. But it's basically a federation. I think federation sounds cooler than an association. So a federation of amateur ham radio people or some other. And I'm sure if he because he is going to tune into this. He subscribes to the channel.
So what you're saying is we're going to be on the AM stations now.
Officially, yeah.
Sweet.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah, he empty promises are what we live by. So he is an AMSAT life member, number 2588. Ladies, number 2588. And in my notes, I have an earth emoji that signifies what number he is. And it is legit. He is the real deal. So take one more look. Mr. James Ryland Bain. You can look him up on Facebook, Twitter. The guy is single and ready to mingle. He said, do what you want with my likeness in my picture. I don't have his social. His blood type is A negative. But beyond that, I think that's all we got.
I mean, all you need to know is he's number 2588.
Ooh, man, you got a good working memory. I would have completely botched that if I didn't have the numbers in front of me. That's excellent. 2588. So yes, round of applause for Mr. One More Shot. Mr. Ryland Bain, excellent. So yes, he is a Patreon member. And as time goes on, I will be able to give more details on how to access and how to support the podcast. So topic
tonight.
What you got? Yes.
So the topic tonight is top attractions or top rides at each individual portion of Walt Disney World. Mainly the parks. Not doing the water slides or anything like that. So, or the water parks.
Sure. Okay. I zeroed in on Epcot. I am prepared for Epcot. So
I'm prepared for all four, but we'll start with Epcot.
Crap. Okay. So if you can shoehorn every park and your favorites and the runners up and all that in 19 minutes,
let's do it. Lord. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm not prepared. I have Epcot, the quote unquote experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
How about this? Let's do Epcot, Animal Kingdom, MGM.
I can do MGM.
Hollywood. And then we'll do Magic Kingdom another day.
If we have time. If we have time, but of course, no pressure on you.
Yeah, no.
Actually, the pressure's on you. You're prepared for everything. I'm the sniper here. I'm just ready for Epcot, but I can expound upon anything. So, sir.
Right. Ready?
What you got?
All right. So my top four for Epcot are, I would say, probably Ratatouille, Test Track. You got to do the classic Spaceship Earth.
Sure.
And I used to be the Maelstrom, but since they've changed it to Frozen, I'm not a fan of the Frozen ride. I'm going with Mexico's Grand Fiesta.
Okay. You and I are very similar. And in communicating in our limited communication, which is like a text message like every other day, hi, bye, LOL.
Oh, I forgot. Soaring is a top one. I forgot.
That's okay. So
I have five.
Oh, okay. You cheated. Okay.
I did.
Cool. I mean, I just need four. I like to keep things even. That that odd number kind of explains a lot. But anyway, that's another podcast. But no. So that's your top five. Top five. Okay. So break down the reasons for that. Why are we working with, I'm not going to say five, but I worked my way from the bottom to the top.
All right. I'll tell you why. Soaring is just cool. It's my wife's favorite ride. So it's got to be up there. That's why it's top five for that.
No choice.
Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. Love you, Caitlin. But with that being said, I like Spaceship Earth and the Grand Fiesta tour with the three Calabreras, because once you're walking around the hot day, Florida sun, those are nice relaxing rides. Usually you could take a little nap on each of them. That's pretty much it. That's the main reasons I like those.
Okay.
But Spaceship Earth has always been my favorite ride at Epcot. Just because of the historical.
Sure. I mean, we're talking like an OG ride. We're talking, and not just kind of a sidestep, the budget. Can you guess the budget for Spaceship Earth? Can you guess the budget?
I don't want to sound
And we're not talking inflation. We're talking at the time.
unintelligent, but I'm probably gonna go. I mean, including the ball and everything, got to be over 75 to 100 million.
100 million. We're looking ballpark 100 million.
Yeah,
And that was in, because what Epcot opened in 1982.
Yeah, so
therefore, yeah. So think about inflation with that. So you think about, what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to ride that one.
Saw a video of the breakdown of the ride, and it was just tip of the iceberg. Oh yeah. Go to DFB, Disney Food Blog, and they do a whole thing, or allears.net or allears AE on YouTube, or even just whatever social media platform. They have a whole breakdown. I know the stages of, they started out with DVC members, such as yourself, and then they went into, I think they start with cast members, then DVC members, and of course it's an online queue, and it's just pure lottery, luck of the draw. And then they started doing annual pass holders. Of course, right now, pass holders for Disney World are specifically Florida residents, and I think that was a direct result of COVID. Okay, hi. So you're Schmaler, got you. That's your alter ego, Schmaler.
Yeah,
Got you, Schmaler dude. Middle initial D. The D, whatever. So yeah. But so no, back to what I was saying. The last time that I was in Disney, which was actually just about, I mean, we're going on, and it's sad to say, 5 weeks ago, and I just did 2 days in the parks, and we can get into the reasons why I was in Disney about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But we got to the very tip top of Spaceship Earth, and of course, it moves slow, and you got this. It sounds like Judi Dench. Hello there.
It is.
Now we turn.
It is Judi Dench. Yeah.
See, that's what I thought. I never did the research on that.
Yeah,
I was like, it sounds like Dame Judi Dench. Exactly.
You feel like James Bond when you're going backwards down Spaceship Earth.
Maybe like a geriatric James Bond, because it goes so slow.
Like he's falling to his death. Notes. Sorry, spoiler for the new movie. But yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. This is awkward. It's like if I rode, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and just completely spoiled every, turn and spin on the Omni Coaster. And
sorry.
You looked at me and just went, "Hey, wow, he is a real Disney douche." No, dude. Sorry,
yeah,
kids.
Dude,
Ear muffin. Dude, ear muffin. But no, at the very tip top of it, of course, they say it's a dark ride, and my favorite kind of ride is a slow dark ride. But this one, Lord knows, and I've never experienced this. I've been on the ride where it stopped, and I think it was the part where like Alexander the Great was discovering something for the Roman Empire and blah blah blah. But it was at the very tip top where you're looking up at the stars, right? And that there are structures in front of you. You know that there are things that are meant to be seen because it's in the dark. But some person, and I'm biting my tongue, because every ounce of my being wants to reach through whatever time portal, hashtag Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, want to ride it. Because he had his flash going. He was taking pictures, flash photography, and I saw I saw the steps, and it accentuated everything, and it just took away from the Disney magic. Now, I've been enough to where I can step away, I can compartmentalize those emotions, but man, if they tell you no flash photography, especially an OG ride like Spaceship Earth, don't do it. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Sorry, that's kind of a tangent, but hey, who knew that I could actually stay somewhat on topic in this situation? So
true.
That's a win.
So the other one was
This is 4.
Yeah. Yes. So number 4 is Test Track.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a car ride. Let's be real. What you get to build your own car. The old version was so much better than the new one.
I never did the old version.
Oh my gosh.
Never.
The old version
was in the inner.
It was.
Yeah.
You got to be like a test dummy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was more. It looked
So,
like you were at the Ford factory or GMC factory or a factory
okay.
where they built the
Cool.
cars, and they had the same like sounds that you would probably hear at one of the factories. It was cool. This new age stuff that they've got going on now.
To me now, I mean, it looks classic now, but what's classic is outdated and nostalgic.
Yeah.
So and I didn't do test track until November of last year for the first time. I'm telling you, I've only been to the parks 7 times. So, and I have an update about that, by the way, too.
All right.
So when I'm going again,
all right,
it's going to happen. We're talking weeks. So anyway, go ahead.
My top ride is Ratatouille.
Go. Ratatouille. Okay. Why? Hold on. I'm going to be devil's advocate here. First off, we get it. Rat can cook. We've all seen the movie. Yeah, cute. Whatever. They already had it at Disneyland Paris. Great. But
sentimental reasons, number one.
Okay, yeah, but you, it's only a virtual. Well, they do have standby, but if you really want to ride it and actually take advantage of everything at Epcot in one day, you got to pay that extra $15 on top of a park that you don't need Genie Plus for.
I know.
So why?
First of all, it was the first ride that my little girl and I rode. It wasn't first ride at Epcot that we rode,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was well thought out. I thought well planned. That's the main reason. Really cool ideas, themes. So that's my theory, feelings on it.
Sure.
And we can agree to disagree. I mean,
some people.
I don't like Mission Space. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay. There are some hurt feelings currently.
Well,
we're going to work through these feelings. You chose to wear a Ducktales T-shirt.
Yes.
I chose to wear a limited edition T-shirt that you can only get. Actually, you can't get the shirt ever again. They only made like 10,000 of them, so that's cool. It's definitely not signed by Goofy, but I'm just going to say that it is because I'm just going to speak out of whatever. I would say that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, yes, you ranked it, the way that I would expect you would, and the status quo, that's fine, but I would say Remy's Ratatouille is kind of a combination of, yes, dark ride, yes, immersive, kind of like Elma, kind of reminds you of a ride at Universal. Like the Transformers ride,
right?
The Kong ride, where it's immersive like that, which is to me, that is the future. That is the future of thrill rides, dark rides. Doesn't matter how fast, how slow, that immersive, take you out of reality type ride. I mean, and that's the point of going to a theme park. It's an escape from reality. But Remy's Ratatouille, I would say, objectively, it does immerse you like Soarin', and especially the original Soarin'. Can you name the original Soarin'?
What do you mean the original Soarin'? The original Soarin' had San Francisco in it.
Yeah, but expound on that, because Disneyland was built over what type of grove?
An orange or mandarin orange grove, right?
Okay, well, technical Tammy here says mandarin orange. I was just going to say orange grove. I don't care the type of orange. I didn't know that much. Okay, wow, way to flex your Disney muscle there. Teetotal jerk. No, yeah, but you can actually smell the oranges. I was watching Nathan Morrow paging Mr. Morrow's video, because he did a whole thing after he and I had our encounter. Met him in person. He was, it was a whole thing. We hugged, we laughed, we cried. It was an epic encounter.
All in 2 seconds.
Oh, literally half a second, not even 2 seconds. You're being very generous when you use terms like that. I'm not good with math. We've done that. It's almost like Baxter, I didn't know you speak Spanish type situation.
Yep.
So bark, bark, hola, that's what that means. So you're welcome.
So getting back to Soarin', I mean, I like Soarin', but that's my Go ahead with yours.
Sure.
And then after this, we'll go to Animal Kingdom because Animal Kingdom's pretty short.
I'm currently laughing. That's the problem. I cracked myself up, which I will rein it in. But my point being is that it's immersive where you can actually smell the oranges. So stupid. I'm so sorry.
You can smell the oranges, lavender, all that.
Everything. But but especially immersive because the original Soarin' was in Disneyland.
True.
And Disney California Adventure. They only bring it back on, they don't always have the original Soarin' in California or Soarin' over California. So, which I think is pretty cool. So, and I only know that because of YouTube and now you're watching this right now. So, anyway, so because you asked me and you gave me a natural segue into my top 4 rides at Epcot, AKA the experimental, and I'm not reading a script, experimental prototype community of tomorrow. But I will say for me, if I'm going to break it down per part, this was incredibly hard for me to do. And to me, it's going to be a little controversial. Okay. Yours was a little controversial for me because you're saying like, I love Remy's Ratatouille. It's the best ever. Blah,
right.
Blah. And we all have our own personal
I wouldn't say it's the
reasons.
best ever, but yeah, I understand.
I hate to be a naysayer.
It's a cute little ride. It's a cute little ride.
Okay, now you're starting. Okay, you're flexing your pecs and saying it's a cute little ride. I get you. It's okay to fangirl out over a ride. Fanboy out over a ride.
Yeah,
not a big deal. Your ears are perking up as we speak. No, so instead of 5, I did 4.
Okay,
number 4 for me, and this goes back to when I first went to Epcot as a child. And we're talking 1980s. Okay. So you were part of the stars of the top of Spaceship Earth.
Exactly.
At this point, you were just a speck in the atmosphere. But for me, it's the Grand Fiesta Tour. And I can remember before that it has always been a water ride.
Yes.
I don't have vivid
with the Calaveras.
Caballeros.
All right. I never took Spanish. So there you go.
Solamente caballeros para su infinite de mí. So given that, and our Spanish people that are fluent, you're welcome. So we just called him never mind. But for me, it is the Grand Fiesta Tour. I got to ride that at least 4 times when I went in last year in November. And that being the case, we're doing pretty good on time right here because I can shoehorn anything I want. But no, the Grand Fiesta Tour, it reminded me like the same water track was there, but I had seen videos of the 3 Caballeros, and I wish I know it's Donald and man, I should have done my research about the names. I wish I could tell you, but hey, have you ever heard of Donald Duck? No. But it was the same type ride refurbished, but my point being, walking into the Mexico Pavilion, it is quintessential Disney because it completely transports you. It's a complete escape. And seeing that ride.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do you know when the 3
Caballeros
originated?
It's a good question. And I did see it on Disney Plus.
I'm not talking year, but like.
Oh, I was going to give you like exact year.
You don't have to give me exact year.
It's too late. I'm just going to give you 1935. So, Cold War.
Walt Disney went to South America.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the whole idea was thought up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then you've given me some homework.
And next podcast, I will show you something very special.
Oh, wow.
No one has seen. Except it'll be you and maybe I've seen them, but I gotta show you something I actually just recently acquired.
That being the case, we are working on doing shout outs for people that have communicated with us via, because I want to be across all social media platforms, but at the same time, I'm kind of digging. Right now, it's so good.
It is.
We're currently on Instagram. We're currently at, and I do have it in front of me, 772 followers on Instagram. and we are less than a month in.
We might lose some. We might lose some tomorrow after Meet Abbott Stags gets uploaded, but we can make that back.
Definitely not contrary to the feedback you gave me previously, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. So enjoy that sip. Hope you don't choke. But no, I mean, it's a process. It's a process. You know, you got to crawl before you can walk, but we have big plans, big dreams. But for me, the interaction with fans has been off the charts. It has been absolutely off the charts. And I've truly enjoyed interacting with everybody. We've gotten a ton of feedback. And one person that I want to definitely give a shout out to is Matt Logan. He lives in Windermere, Florida, and he and I were having a decent chat before. And then definitely the WDW. What does WDW stand for? Is that like a WD-40 type thing? Like, what does that stand for? What is that acronym? What is that? Tell me now.
Seriously?
What is it?
Walt Disney World?
Oh, man, the beer guy. Walt Disney World beer guy. Man, that interaction is excellent. Not a stick in the mud, but definitely a stick in the mud. George, he was sending me his art, and it was weird. You got to go back and look. I'm looking at it, and I tried. He said hello to me. I don't know what he's trying to proposition, but I didn't get much from that. So, yeah, George. But the one that I definitely want to send a shout out to is James Burns. James Burns has been super, super complimentary of everything we've been working on, everything we've been doing. And he is definitely a quality guy.
Burns does Disney.
Burns does Disney. Especially check him out on TikTok. He's got a ton of stuff going on. I've checked out his stuff. We don't do TikTok because, I mean, we don't live in Florida. We're not pass holders.
Not yet.
Well, not yet. If I want to be single, then obviously that's the next plan of action, and then panhandling my way down 95. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. But no, we're just really, really enjoying all the feedback we're getting, and it's definitely way more than we anticipated. So, but that being the case, I'm going to move up to number 3, and this one is hot topic, controversial. Okay, you ready? We talked about Grand Fiesta Tour, and we could go on and on about the 3. Crap, I smudged the word. How do you say that, Taylor? Caballeros. What?
I just said it. I'm not saying it again.
Sorry. I gotta take my earphones out. I don't know if it's working. What'd you say? Stutter much? Just kidding.
The 3 birds.
Three birds. Perfect. Caballeros. Number three, living with the land. I got to ride that for the first time.
That's a fantastic. Yes.
Holy crap. If you're sweaty, if you're hot, if your clothes are sticking to you, if you're like rocking the wet T-shirt contest, that is the ride to go for you. Living with the land for me was, and I never dreamed that I would ever have a fast pass for Living with the Land. When we went last year in November, because we did Halloween to, we went Saturday to Friday, and we did Halloween all the way to that following Friday. There was no line for Living with the Land, no line at all. And that being the case, I just kind of overlooked it. I was like, I kind of pointed out, I remember riding that as a kid and as a child as well. I got to do it behind the scenes, like walk through. There had to be some kind of pictures. I've got to find pictures. And knowing my parents, that's definitely not going to happen. I'm not going to find anything.
All right. Real quick to cut in.
Yeah.
With the Living with the Land, fantastic pick.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, fantastic. I picked it. I'll be honest. And that's what it was controversial for me. But I know a lot of people overlook Living with the Land.
Yeah.
Because they go straight to, because a lot of people go straight to.
Yeah. But let me tell you.
Soarin'.
Yeah. So not this past time, but the previous time that we had gone to Disney World, Wellesley was not even in the picture. And we just lost my grandmother about a year before that. But
sorry, man.
It's all good. I appreciate that. But before that, during that trip, we go on Living with the Land. Hadn't been on it in I don't know how long. It's probably 10 years or so. And I turn and I look, and I know they say no pictures, nothing like that.
Sure.
But my grandmother is right there. Kid you not, it looked just like her. It was the weirdest thing in the world. And for an entire, we actually got stuck there. So it was kind of cool because she kept flashing up.
Like I was about to say, right before you take that turn at the end. Yeah, it kind of flashes. Yeah.
So that was, I love that ride for that. But yeah, go ahead, Abbott.
It's not coincidental. No, that's not coincidental.
Yeah.
No, you steal my thunder all you want in that sense. But that being the case, yeah, that's pretty awesome. But Living with the Land, and just run with Living with the Land in that situation just took me back, transcended all the feels, all the memories, and like I said, did a whole back behind when I was in, I think, 5th grade. We did a class trip, and I think 5th grade, and we went from small town Sumter, made the trip all the way down to Orlando on that big old charter bus. But one of the few rides that I remember was, especially from Epcot, Living with the Land. So that definitely stuck with me. And I hadn't ridden that, at my point, at least 30 years. At that point, we're talking like 28, 30 years. And so I made it an absolute point when I was in the parks about a month ago to go there. We only did Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and especially Epcot, because we had all the time in the world, no kids with us, which is, love you kids, but a dream come true. But anyway, let's move on to number two. Number two, and yes, we've already talked about it. We have discussed it. We have worn it out. Ladies and gentlemen, Test Track. Test Track brought to you by Chevrolet or GM, General Motors. Yeah, Test Track. And like I said, I'd never ridden Test Track until the fall of 2021. And every time that I wanted to ride Test Track, when I went the time previously in 2018, we were all about drinking around the world. I think it's 11 countries in the World Showcase. Yeah, I'm right. Don't research. No, what are you doing with your phone? You don't have to research that. Just go with it. Like, wow, you're so smart. Wow, you're so engaging. God, no.
Yeah, I'll give you 11.
Yeah. The looks do match the intelligence every now and then. So, but no, Test Track. I did not ride that until last year, and then I rode it again. And I will give you a quick hack, and I'm sure most of you that are listening, all 4 of you that are listening right now, maybe even 2 of you or half of you, if you've listened to like 2 seconds, you're like, dadgummit, he's boring the crap out of me with this hot mic. We did the single rider line, and we skipped. It was like a 65-minute wait.
Yeah.
We flew, and I'd never done single rider line before. It blew my mind. And we rode it, and we sat with a family that had been there, and I had never thought about this. They were making a whole week out of Disney, on their vacation, to save their money, very expensive, of course. But they actually, their first 2 days of their trip, talking to that Disney dad. And if you're a Disney dad, you're a Disney dude. Let's just put it that.
That's our motto. Put it frankly. That's a T-shirt, bumper sticker.
That's it. Ooh, look at these ideas just flying out. Like that's you. We got this, man. You kind of glitched up there, and all I saw was like Duck T, and so I just went, sure, that's it. Oh, Ducktales, pardon. Yep. But no, that kind of stuff. But no, he and I were talking. He was like, no, he goes, I love Epcot, and between Epcot and Magic Kingdom, but Epcot is my absolute favorite. And I'm not telling you, alphabetically, it comes first, and it comes first in my heart. Like, of course, the anchor is always going to be Magic Kingdom, but I flipping love
Animal Kingdom
Epcot because I can do.
Epcot. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Ain't no bubble here. It's more of just a gelatinous like cloud around me, like a smog type thing. No. But no, Test Track, loved it. Single rider, talked to them, and they actually spent 2 days at Epcot. That was their second day at Epcot. And I had never heard of somebody going out of their way to spend extra time in Epcot.
Well, it's
And his kids were
informational.
loving it.
It's very informative with all the countries and stuff. But I would
You're
not
right,
take
but
2
you're
days, but
well, you wouldn't, I would, because I kind of like think I'm the intellectual of the group here. So just kidding. I'm throwing stones here. Casting. He who cast the first stone. Just kidding. No, honestly, I mean, I agree with you because because anytime that I go to Disney, it's planned out. It's obviously it's got to be at least like 60 days in advance. For me, it's like a year in advance if I'm going to plan out. But if I'm going to do the parks, Epcot is going to be one solid day. We are not park hoppers. We are at the park from road drop. We are there from start to finish. You have blisters. Your knuckles are dragging. You are foaming at the mouth. You are tired. I don't care who you are. If you're my child, if you're Bray, Parker, or Mason, you're in it to win it. But moving on to my number one. You ready for this? I am the true definition of a shoehorn. I am a Disney dude shoehorn in this situation. I have ranked Remy's Ratatouille, Living with the Land. And I know I said Living with the Land before, but it just stuck with me. I couldn't replace it at number 3 because I had to rank it again. Remy's Ratatouille, Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, Maelstrom, A High Seas Norwegian Adventure. But I know for a fact, I can tell you this, that everything is going to be completely obliterated by Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree with you there.
And I guarantee it's going to flip the script and be my number 1 overall favorite at Epcot. It's going to be the reason why I go there in the future. But if I had to rank with number 1, it is Remy's Ratatouille. Remy's Ratatouille is the most immersive ride at Epcot. It's awesome.
See,
I've ridden it twice. I have ridden it twice in 6 months, and I am bragging when I say that. I am bragging.
We got to ride it twice. We got to ride it twice in 10 minutes because it broke down on us, and we couldn't follow it. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I've never seen Ratatouille. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate with that, but
yeah. That's
I'm a old school Disney animation guy.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to save that contempt for another day. But anyway, those are my 4. And we have gone over time, but that's okay. That's okay because I think it is less time than last time. And I think we've been a little more coherent and more succinct. Definitely verbose. And I'm not looking at a thesaurus when I say those things, but I rehearse those words. Those words are not on my script in front of me. But I said I had surprises.
Yes.
I said I had surprises, and I definitely have a few for you, but I didn't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on because we are not going to get to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, we're not going to get to any other parks, but that's all right. Next time we'll probably go a little bit longer just to touch some more parks, but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so
drinking around the world.
Oh,
we need to touch on that another day.
Ooh, that's going to be, we will do 11 days of drinking around the world. I will document because I documented every drink between Emily and I. And so it was an epic adventure. I've done it twice.
What did you have? What did you have in France?
That's a good question.
Did you have the Grand Marnier?
We have the Grand Marnier. We have the Grand Marnier, slushy, whatever, freeze, whatever it is.
The lemon lime one was the best one in my opinion.
But we even went to La Glace Patisserie.
Yeah.
And we had the brioche, the sweet brioche bread with the actual ice cream, or the Lord knows, words escape me, but we had the Italian ice cream in the warm bread, and they put it in a panini press, and they leave it in there for about 25-30 seconds, and it comes out hot/cold, and it is everything that is it's everything. I mean, it absolutely just blew our minds. We had seen videos of it on, Disney Food Blog and this and that, and people swore by it, but man, it wasn't a sorbet. It's gelato. Thank you. Wow, words escape me. When you get older, Taylor, you'll understand that words will escape you.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not hereditary. It's called
Getting older.
time. Getting older, and that's why you should go to Disney instead. That's why you should plan, like, man, what should I be doing in the future? Oh yeah, going to Disney. Got it.
Yeah.
So anyway, just to I've got two things I want to touch on before we wrap it up. Taylor, I don't know if you know, or the people listening, but I like a good joke. I'm a big fan of a good joke, and I definitely am a fan of Disney jokes. And I've got a very good friend of mine, and she and I used to work together, oh gosh, 10 plus years ago. And when I was still living in Charleston, South Carolina, and she lived in Savannah, Georgia. She was a very good friend of mine. Her name is Margie. And Margie, she and I still keep in touch, and she lives in, have you ever heard of a place called California?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Narrow it down. California. But no, she is a magic key holder at Disneyland. And she and her husband have a little boy, and they go to Disneyland all the time. I didn't tell you this. I saved it. And I have videos of her from just a couple of weeks ago. She went to I don't know if it was opening night, but last week, they started this is the 50th anniversary of the electrical parade at Disneyland on Main Street. She has videos from that. And I have not asked her permission, but I will ask her permission. She shared all these videos with me last night. And she is a big fan of the podcast. She is a subscriber for the podcast. She follows us on Instagram. She's one of the, I think we've moved up a little bit. She's one of the, hold on, let's refresh. We've gone up by 775 followers on Instagram.
We've gone up by 3.
Math is, like I said, you want to know that
Now
math is not
subject,
my forte. I mean, I may or may not work in higher education, but that is not my strong suit. So don't advertise that to people that have hired me. They'll find out soon enough what I do on the side. But anyway, because we're going, no. But she gave me these jokes. She loves a good joke, and that's kind of what bonded us over the years when she and I used to work for a company in South Carolina. So anyway, Till, I got a few jokes for you, or questions.
Go ahead.
So you see that I'm wearing earbud. Not a good movie we want to talk about. Earbud, not airbud. Dog dunking a basketball, not so much. So question for you. What kind of headphones does Minnie Mouse wear?
I don't know.
Bose.
Touche.
Okay. Touche. Question. What does Aladdin wear on casual Fridays? What does Aladdin wear on casual Fridays? What you got?
Nothing.
Well, he does wear clothes. Okay. Dad joke. His blue genies. If you're listening, you should see his face. He is laughing. He is literally bent over in laughter. He's not rubbing his face in dismay and regretting even signing on to do this whole podcast thing with me, but he's loving every part. Okay, let's just move on to the next one.
All right.
Why doesn't Piglet have very many friends?
Not a clue.
Well, he's always playing with Pooh. I mean, come on. I mean, I feel like I'm talking directly in the mic.
That's
I
good.
assume you can hear me.
That was pretty good.
Exactly. I kind of add, I feel like the next joke is, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me that well. This is a real humdinger. No. Next joke. Why did Aladdin and Jasmine go into the haunted mansion? Come on. Think about it. We're still with Aladdin. Come on. Think Aladdin. Think characters Aladdin. Can only give you so much. I will repeat the question. Why did Aladdin and Jasmine go in the Haunted Mansion? Ladies and gentlemen, this is cold. He has no idea that I'm presenting. I told him surprises before, but he has no idea that I'm presenting this. Why did Aladdin and Jasmine go into the Haunted Mansion? Because they were looking for a boo. They were looking for a boo.
All right, I had narrowed it down to Jafar or Abu, and I said neither of them in my head. So
boo. A boo to you, sir. You're welcome. Man, the hits just you give me the softballs, and I crank the homers. Daggone.
Yeah.
And I can't do fast pitch, overhand. I need like a T for me to hit anything. I'm not the athletic one. Anyway, last one to round it out. So you ready for it? The Coup De Gras. The Coup De Gras. What do Timon and Pumbaa eat for breakfast? What do Timon and Pumbaa eat for breakfast? What you got?
Bugs, grubs, a lot of grub.
You got nothing. This, and there's no way I would have gotten it. What is their signature song?
Hakuna Matata.
Perfect. Play on words. So I see the glazed over look in your eyes. What do Timon and Pumbaa eat for breakfast? A tuna frittata. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.
We might have literally lost all 775 followers after this.
This has been
tonight.
I think I've completely peaked in life. This is the epitome of everything that I've reached in life. I'm pretty sure that our sponsor, Ryland Bain, would agree that we have reached our limit. He is on Facebook. He is on Twitter. He is a ham radio enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryland Bain.
2588.
2588. Man, that memory just kicking in. The AMSAT Life member number 2588. The amateur radio satellite enthusiast. The one and only. And I have some news for you. And I have not shared this with you. I have not worked out an exact date, but this summer, because you go when? When do you go? September
23rd.
September 23rd. So I will be there before then. Okay. But I'm not going specifically to the parks. Okay. I'm going to Disney World, and I'm going to show you how to get around Disney World and actually go to the parks without going in the parks. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. And I've got it down. And it's going to happen. And I don't have an exact date. We're talking June. We're talking next month or the next. We're talking like at least within the next 2 months. Oh, yeah. I'm serious. Ryland is not only a sponsor of the podcast, he is also an official Disney dude because he wants to help us expand. He wants us on location. And like I said before, Ryland travels to Central Florida for a lot of the special launches. That's like his thing.
Right.
You know, he loves, and he has lots of footage of that. And I'll get him to friend you on Facebook. I mean, he's a good old boy. He's from Greenville. He went to high school with my wife, Emily. And he was one of my roommates when I was in graduate school. I was living in Charleston, that house near the Citadel in downtown Charleston.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he and I have been friends for, going 17 years, going on 18 years. You know, that's a flippin' guy that's about to graduate from high school, you know. So he and I go way back. And he's a good buddy. We still text each other every other day, like teenage girls. We don't text about teenage girl stuff and stuff like that. But that's, not sorry. Big fan of Tiger Beat. Sorry, bring you back, Tiger Beat. But no, he wants to help out. And he said he will be the vessel that gets us to Disney more often. So I'm going to meet him where 26 meets 95, park my car, and we're going to take that. And we're going to get in he drives an F-150, and on his tailgate, on the back of this truck, right below his tailgate, the trailer hitch. Instead of a trailer hitch, he's got, it looks like a parachute, like a rolled up parachute that's ready to deploy in the back of the spaceship. and he's got his whole truck decked out for #America/space. I mean, it's flipping awesome. Of course, it's a Ford F-150. And the fella, he's one of those where he just gets up and rides, you know. He's from Greenville. Lots of family from Spartanburg County. But I'm telling you, he's going to be the guy. He does not want to be on camera. But that's too late for him. Look at this stud. I mean, the guy
2588.
25. And this picture was taken on Cannon Street in downtown Charleston.
He needs to have 2588 tattooed on that bicep.
I've already got it tattooed on my chest. Can I show you?
I don't think this podcast is what we need for that.
Oh, that's awkward.
That's
anyway.
Disney Dudes After Dark.
I thought you said Disnude. That's not the kind of podcast we're trying to advertise here, Taylor. So that's oof. Yikes, man! You just took a turn towards. So anyway, but no, that is an update from us. That is an update from me to you and to everyone. So that's something and that's not just me. That is for you in the future. That is everything. Also, another.
You there?
You know, it's not going to be a surprise type thing. But I have, my wife and I have officially decided, and I may have already told you before, but just to kind of put it out there, we are signing up for the Disney Princess Half Marathon. We get to run through the castle. Cannot wait. I'm a big runner, big time runner. I did the Tower of Terror 10 miler, hence the T-shirt. Run Disney. I don't know if you can hear me. But no, you can sign up for the general registration for the Disney, because they have the Disney Marathon, half marathon. That's always the first full weekend after New Year's. And I think it's January 4th, 5th, but that's sold out. That completely sold out. And that whole situation is a little controversial because I just happened to look at the queue and had to sign up, and there were so many people that tried to sign up for it. It crashed. The whole website crashed. And people that knew that you could sign up, I think it was usually it's around 10 o'clock where you can the general public can sign in and try to get in the queue to register for said marathon. Website crashed. And I looked at the forums and people were livid. They were nuts. Good. They were going nuts. Not good at all. But the Disney the 2023 Disney Princess Half Marathon presented by Corkle is going to be going through you can do the general registration on June 21st, 2022, this June. Wow. And I might make it a point to be in Disney to try and register. That's actually a mission that I will set up to maybe try and be in Disney and register for that Disney Princess Half Marathon. That would be amazing. That would just make it that much more special.
That would.
Probably not going to happen, but that's just me thinking optimistically. But I'm definitely going to be signing up for that. So that's something to look forward to.
Well, I got a little bit of news.
Oh, no.
As I watch a car go slowly past my house.
Sure.
Biggest thing is this coming Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So a week from tonight,
mm-hmm.
I will be at a concert where a huge Disney dude is going to be performing. And I have an opportunity to meet him. And he will be getting a Disney Dude T-shirt. Wow. Before the Disney Dude from South Carolina gets his T-shirt.
Oh. Well, Seeing
that's all I'm going to say until the next podcast. But
that's fine.
He could be joining us on a future podcast.
I mean,
and he is a musician.
What is this music thing you speak of? No. Wow. That's. Whew. You're giving me the feels. I mean, that's something to look forward to right there. And I think I've seen a little bit about this, but I didn't know the full story. And it's kind of making sense now. You're kind of piecing that together. Yeah. That's awesome. He
might be a patron Who knows?
Make it happen. Make it happen. And speaking of Patreon, and speaking of Patreon, you know, and a lot, and there, I mean, at this point, you know, podcasts are kind of a dime a dozen. Everybody's trying to do it, but they're not doing it the way we do it. And they probably are doing it the way we do it, but the way we think we're doing it is the way it should be done.
Yes.
And that's a t-shirt. Everything I just said is a t-shirt. Everything we say is a t-shirt at this point. But we released this past week the Disney Dudes Podcast Challenge. Okay. I have 2 people signed up for the challenge and we need more. This to me is urgent. Rylan Bain wants you to do the Disney Dudes Podcast Challenge. Who? Rylan Bain. What is the Disney Dudes Podcast Challenge? It basically, and yeah, I could have curtailed the post and made it a little more, inclusive of what you can and cannot do. Because I had a couple of people that DM'd us and said, well, I don't plan to go to the parks until blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, we can send it to you anyway, but you can tag us at the laundromat, or you can tag us, don't do it while you're driving in your car, but you can tag us at your local Starbucks. You can tag us anywhere. Anytime that you're not working or you're not stressed and you're thinking about Disney, you could be thinking about the Disney Dudes podcast, right? And it's not just the Disney Dudes podcast. You can receive a limited edition. And did I say free? Because we will pay for shipping for you. We will send you a free logo. It is signed. Oh my gosh, it is signed. It is signed. It is. It is authentic.
It's laminated.
It is laminated. So
they might be turning into stickers.
And yet, look at that foreshadow. Look at that foreshadow. I had that thought. And just that didn't sound like a mind blown. That sounded like a toilet blown.
Yeah.
I just let it out. Can't stop making the jokes. But no, the Disney Dudes Podcast Challenge is we will send you, and we are working towards stickers, but right now, because we are so new, I mean, we're talking like daggum brand spanking new. I mean, in the podcast game, we are zilch, we are zero, we are nothing, but we want to become something. And it's not like trying to be the biggest and best. We just want to, we want to reach out to you. We want to transcend not just Walt Disney World, but Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Sea, which is in Tokyo, and Disneyland Tokyo, Disneyland Shanghai, Disneyland Hong Kong. And I just named all the parks. But if you do send us an email at the Disney Dudes Podcast at gmail.com, or send us a direct message on Instagram at the Disney Dudes Podcast, we will send you a free logo with, it's okay to look, Taylor, thank you, from hashtag DDP. Ladies and gentlemen, that is, you talk about an absolute win-win. I mean, how do you lose? How do you lose in that situation? It's free. You just you just send your information yet again, if you're comfortable. But I have 2 people, and I have especially one person, and he is ready to go. He said to me, and I quote, he said to me, when I go in June, I will tag you. And it is at Once Upon a Veteran. And he actually sent us a DM, and he said when he goes to the parks on June 19th, and he is a Walt Disney World pass holder, he lives in Florida, and definitely, we want to pay our respects to veterans in the armed services, in the armed forces. But no, and we appreciate your service. Once Upon a Veteran, and you can find him on Instagram at Once Upon a Veteran, and he's going to give us a shout out when he goes to the parks next month. And so you can be part of a special group of people. We already have we have veterans that are supporting us, and we support them. But you have people that are going out of their way because we are projecting something that they love. We are talking about things that they think about. We are a voice for people that, because the majority of people just can't go to Disney. They just can't go to Disney. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I can't go to Disney that often, but I can go to Disney more often than your status quo, you know, because I'm already planning on, because I keep thinking about the next time I'm going to go. And if you keep thinking about the next time you're going to go, I think that makes you
Want to go.
a quote unquote want to go, but a Disney dude. But a Disney dude is not just a dude or a guy. A Disney dude is, you know, he's a dude, she's a dude, they're dudes. So we're all Disney dudes. I mean, do you disagree, DuckTales?
I agree with you.
I mean,
keep on speaking like that real quick.
no, I mean, it's fine, but I look at the feedback that I've gotten, and I mean, you've got your big podcasts like Kyle Palo, you got your big podcasts like, Paige and Mr. Morrow, and believe me, I watch them. I get the subscriptions, I watch them, I enjoy doing this and that, but we are authentic. We are one of those people that we can't go every day. We don't live juxtaposed to the park. We are located in the upstate of South Carolina. And I mean, if you heard of the name of the town of Fort Taylor, you would laugh and chuckle to yourself. Like, it's like you turn a corner, like what, Farmville? Yeah.
Farmville.
Am I wrong?
Farm Vegas.
Farm Vegas. Because I'm Spartanburg or Sparkle City, and he's very familiar with this. And I definitely plan to make it up there the next probably 10, 20 years, because there's a lot going on in Farm Vegas, Farmville.
2 colleges, I mean, not compared to 7
Hampton,
like
Sydney,
you, but...
Longwood, and Hampton, Sydney.
Correct.
Yes. So anyway, you had something you wanted to expound on or say? No?
No.
Yes? No? You're good? Are we ready to wrap it up? Because I mean, I can keep
just
talking.
For all the Disney dudettes.
Oh,
Not the
gotcha.
dudes, but Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, wow. Happy Mother's Day. And
without mothers, there would be no Disney dudes. Just think about it.
That's true. You determine, well, the dudes determine that Y chromosome. So, but anyway, you know what? It wouldn't be a podcast if it wasn't controversial. No. I just want to give a quick shout out to my younger sister. She is actually pregnant with twins, 2 Disney dudettes, 2 twin girls. She's due any day now, and she lives. I mean, it's fine. They're spoiled and whatever. They live near Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They live in Birmingham, Alabama. And that being the case, and they unfortunately both went to Clemson, and that's pronounced with a P in the middle, Clemson. And she will be listening to this, but no, I'm just super proud of her, super happy for her, and that's super exciting. I'm too old to have kids, way too old. But that being the case, I mean, everyone, and it's especially in today's society, everyone is a dude.
All right, for Abbott, I'm Taylor. We are the Disney dudes.
Wait. Before we sign off, we're all dudes. We're all Disney dudes. But yes, he's Taylor, I'm Abbott, and we are
the Disney Dude Podcast.
The Disney Dudes Podcast. This is a whole lot better than last time.